We're here at the Brunswick Inn, and I'm with Alan, the landlord.
Yep.
And you've been running this pub for how long now?
11 years now.
Okay. And this is a unique pub. Can you explain what it's...
Yeah, this pub was purpose-built in 1841 as the very first railway inn and triangular railway village in the country. Purpose-built by the London Midland Railway Company. And the North Midland Railway Company, which is what it was before then. All the street names are named after it, so Railway Terrace, North Street and Midland Place. And I would dare say, because it's the first in Britain, and Britain invented the railway, it must be the first in the world then.
And it's not just the pub, so the houses, no, the terrace houses
Yeah, all
well.
the terraced houses, the front side of them all used to be for the managers, dare say, facing the railway station, then they could keep an eye on the employees, and all the rear side of them were all the employees' houses.
And you've been here for about 11 years, you said? And before that, the pub used to be derelict at one stage.
Yeah, in 1973 it fell into disrepair. The council wanted to bulldoze the entire area and put what is the flyover at the end here straight through the middle of this area. And it would have been a tremendous loss. Of course, as you can see, it got restored by the Derby Historic Buildings Heritage Trust, and in 1987 it reopened up. During that period, in order to stop it from being demolished, a very interesting fact, and it may well be unique across the country, is this pub had its licence held by a member of the House of Lords.
Oh, okay.
To prevent it being shut down.
And you brew your own beer here as well?
Very much so. Yeah.
So this pint is a
triple hop.
Triple hop.
4%.
Okay.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Within that, you should find a gentle balance of 3 different types of hops in there. So it's not overpowering like an IPA, an India Pale Ale, where it's much more pronounced in hops. You've got a little bit of sweetness there from that. We call it our golden best bitter, effectively, but it is slightly hoppier than the best bitter.
Yeah, it's a lovely flavour, I have to say. And so you've won quite a few awards here, including being the best pub?
We were the best pub for cider in Britain in 2019. And we went to the very black tie event to do. Never expected to win because Derby's not traditional cider country. You'd naturally expect the southwest of England to be that. So I think they probably looked at the fact that we do an awful lot of local cider and local ale, but that's the whole purpose of it. We wanted to pull the whole thing together. So we do an awful lot of local stuff and local cider as well, where it's quite difficult. To get much easier if you're in the southwest of Wales or in England to be able to pull together a cider range. But we did that, and I think that got recognised. I think that was one of our USPs which got recognised for it. So that was a studded black tie gala event to do that, you know. But it's great winning awards, and we've won 5 Pub of the Year awards in the time that this pub's been open. And we've won 8 local cider camera Pub of the Year awards, and then the national award just topped it off as well.
And people say that Derby is the the UK capital of real ale.
That's
is that
absolutely
something?
correct.
Yeah.
There's slightly, you might think, over the last few years since COVID and stuff like that, it's been quite difficult, and it's been quite difficult to get the Charter Beer Festival back on, but that's back on now. And Derby has been widely recognised as the capital of real ale. It has more different types of real ale per head of capita who live here than any other city in the country.
And also you have your own beer festival here, I suppose.
We do. We've run our own beer festival, which is the longest running pub beer festival in the East Midlands. And we've run that since the day this pub opened up in 1987, since it reopened up. And it became the first independent cask ale pub in Derby when it reopened up. Most of the time at that point, people had tied houses, didn't they?
Yeah.
You know, so this was a completely free house and a multi-ale free house as well.
And I must admit, this is a totally unique pub. It's a wonderful pub. It's heritage. It's not just a pub.
No, it is, yeah. And I get people visiting from all over the place. So at the beer festivals that we run, the one in October, which is a purely our beer festival, all the other beer festivals in the country avoid putting on their beer festival at the same time as us. They kind of leave it so that this is allowed to run at that point. And we get people from all over the country. There's a guy comes from Devon every year for it. And there'll be some different beers that he's never had before, and he'll turn up for this. So it's really, I think if you move this pub to any other city in the country, they'd be over the moon at having it. And I think, quite honestly, it's an honour for me to run it, and it should be a jewel in the crown for the city of Derby.
And it's definitely an honour for me to be here, so thank you very much.
No problem at all.
Cheers, Alan.
Okay, cheers.